Hello everyone and welcome to the table. So we have some new Spyderco today to check out. So the two knives we have on the table are the part of the Bug series of Spyderco knives. And so right here, this bigger one is called the Grasshopper, and our smaller red one right here, this is the, as you can see right there, the Honeybee. And so these are part of the Bug series of knives. And of course you can kind of tell, even on camera, they're pretty small knives. And so I wanted to see how these would fit in if I was to carry them as part of my everyday carry. And so I purchased these to make some comparisons and just kind of see how they feel fit and finish wise, because these are not new models of knives, but they are definitely new to me. And these colorations, correct me if I'm wrong, these colorations might be new as well. Now, I think this is an upgrade from this series right here, is our knives have G10 handles, so blue and red, as you can see. And these ones also have a 12C27 blade steel. And so again, that's kind of cool to see a nicer blade steel on what is essentially, you know, keychain carry, small, almost a throwaway knife. And so again, these are very, very small. Let me pull up my ruler, kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here, because our smaller one right here, let's go ahead and check it out. So again, this one is the Honeybee. Our Honeybee, our blade length is coming in, this is small. Okay, about 1.6 inches of sharpened blade right there, and it's less than 4 inches long when open. So it's really, really tiny. And if you haven't noticed already, these are non-locking knives. These are slip joints. So you can see the back springs on these things. And our Grasshopper right here, blade length is coming in a little over 2 inches, so maybe like 2.1 inches right there. Overall length, a little over 5. But still pretty small, to be honest with you. And they're very lightweight as well, because we can pull this out on the scale. Let's check it out. So our Grasshopper, 0.68 ounces, and the Honeybee, 0.34, so a third of an ounce. That's crazy. So yeah, they are very lightweight. You put these on your keychain, you're not even going to really notice that they're there. But really, there's one reason why I decided to buy these two knives, is to make a comparison, because if you stop me any day of the week, ask to see my keychain, you're going to see one of 3 knives on it, and it's going to be one of these guys right here. And so every day I carry one of these. So what we have here for a comparison, of course, are more Spydercos. We have the Spyderco Jester right here. We have the Spyderco Man Bug, and we have the Spyderco Ladybug. And so functionally speaking, these 3 knives are pretty much identical to one another. Same action, same size. We have slightly different blade shapes and thicknesses here. But I wanted to see how these locking knives would compare to their smaller, lighter counterparts. You know, could they replace the knife on my keychain, essentially? So in short, the answer, if you just want that right now, the answer is absolutely not. Because let's make some comparisons. Before we even look at the size, I will note that all of our larger knives here these are made in Japan. These are from the Seki City Japanese factory that Spyderco uses, and they produce things very high quality, great blade steels, a lot of different sprint runs, like these 2 colorations right here, in fact, are sprint runs, very cool. Whereas the Bug series, these guys right here, these little ones, these are going to be made in China. So China made. And so with that comes 2 things, a lower price point, but also slightly lower build quality. And we'll get into that in just a second. So what's kind of nice though, is with these ones here, we get some interesting steels. Whereas with the Bugs, we get that 12C27, which I think is pretty respectable. So let's just put these all side by side, give you an idea blade wise of what we are working with here. So there you can check it out. And so there's the Bug series of knives. We have the Grasshopper, we have the Honeybee, and they actually have a Bug, which is even smaller than the Honeybee. And I didn't even bother purchasing that because I knew for my use, it would be too small. So these are a great little comparison to each other. I'm actually kind of tempted, the red one here, the Honeybee, I'm actually kind of tempted to put that on my keychain for a few days, see how it works. It is kind of small, admittedly. It's even smaller than our Man Bug, Ladybug series here, as you can see size-wise. But I think it could be useful, And the fact that it's so lightweight, I mean, let's compare the weights. And not that the Man Bug or Ladybug series is heavy. It's certainly not. So these ones here, yeah, 0.7 ounces. So it's still very lightweight. And these all make for great keychain pocket knives. But these, of course, do lock. So if you live in a locality or have a job where you cannot have a locking knife on you at all times, I think that's where the Bug series kind of comes in clutch. Because again, these are fully slip jointed knives. And I think they could be very useful for that purpose. But in terms of build quality, my Honeybee right here is actually kind of nice. We have G10, of course, little tiny hole in the back for your keychain / lanyard. And the spring on this one is nice and tight, so you don't feel like it's going to flop around and close on you as you're using it. Dinky little knife, and it's, of course, very cute. So dinky is a negative connotation, but it's a really cute little knife. I'm already getting confused. This is the Grasshopper. The Grasshopper here, the blue one, it's bigger. So we have the bigger blade, and with that bigger size, there's a little bit of slop here in the blade. So we can see right here, there's not a lot of detent holding that open. And this one, I'm not really fully confident it's going to stay in the open position as you're using it. There's no half stop on these blades. They're just one long open pull. And in my opinion, they should really err towards making these super tight to open, because you have so much blade to grip onto. There's no reason why you wouldn't be able to open it. So I think they should really make these tighter, if anything. I will admit I have not tried to adjust the pivot right there. It looks like a Torx bit, so it should be doable. But I don't know if that's really going to affect the strength of the back spring all that much in terms of this up and down movement you see right there. So we have that up and down blade play, not great in my opinion. Whereas on the Honeybee, there's nothing. It's just really nice and tight. But with these knives on the table, let's talk price. Because our Japanese-made knives here, these ones start with basic steels about $60 and they go up. The more expensive little sprint runs, of course, are going to cost more, closer to 100. But $60 is going to get you a ladybug. It's going to get you a man bug, basic steel. And the basic ones, these all use a VG10. So VG10 blade. See if you can see that. I don't even know. So our VG10 steel. Our Bug series with 12C27 steel, Sandvik steel. These ones are coming in around $30. So they're about half the price. So half the price for a non-locking knife, similar in size, lighter in weight. Honestly, if this one here had a bit of a tighter action, I would be more satisfied with these purchases, but I don't think the Bug series are going to kick our ladybugs out of my pocket anytime soon. I was kind of hoping that they would just feel higher quality, because they went ahead, they upgraded to G10, they upgraded the blade steel, so materials are spot on. It's just the build quality, I feel, is going to be hit and miss depending on what you purchase. And again, sometimes that comes with the Chinese manufacturing. Again, that's just my opinion right there. So essentially, if you're going to go ahead and buy, a little Honeybee like this, you may as well save some money, buy yourself right here. We have a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. This is the Victorinox Classic. It also has a small blade, but again, you also get the scissors. You get the file. So we have the file right here, and you get the toothpick and tweezers on there. So again, size comparison, we have our little Honeybee and our Classic. Same size. Crazy, right? And this also is very keychain friendly. So that's where we're at right here. So if you're going to get one of these knives, honestly, may as well just get a little Swiss Army knife to replace it. And I don't think I'm going to switch these out on my carry anytime soon. I was kind of hoping they could step in, and maybe I'll try one out. I would probably try this one, because I don't like the slop in this larger blue version of the knife, so not cool. But again, I don't think in the long term I'm really going to carry it or use it. And for $30, honestly, that's a lot of money for not a whole lot of knife in terms of size. So spend a little bit more. Get one of these Japanese-made ladybugs, man bugs, jesters. I think you're going to be a lot happier in the end. That's my opinion right there. So tell me your thoughts. What do you think about the Bug series? Do they serve a role for you? And before anyone asks, you'll notice these little keychains have been sticking. These are magnetic, so beautiful carry system. You just have the opposite keychain on your actual key ring. You connect it on, and when you want to swap blades, you know, you're carrying for the day, you just pick, okay, which knife am I going to carry today? You pick it up, you attach it to the keychain, and carry on. And they're strong enough magnets, they don't flop around or fall off. You know, they are very secure. I haven't lost a knife yet. But as you can see, kind of awkward for, I guess, camera use. But yeah, these magnets are great for keeping your knife on your keychain. But when you want to actually use the knife, you don't have to have your entire keychain in your hand flopping around, right? So that's my opinion there. So tell me what you think below, and I hope you all out there have a nice day.